Hi everyone, it's Global Scholarships and I'm your host. As I hope you're all doing well, I hope everything is going great. And today we're here with another, as always, another weekly live stream, another Friday, another live stream. And as always, I'm here joined by Ayman. Hi Ayman, how are you? How are things going with you?
Yes, I'm doing well, thank you. How are you? How are things with you?
I'm doing fine too, thank you very much. So everyone, if you're new here, we are Global Scholarships. Basically, we're a platform that shares a lot of information about scholarships, about studying abroad in general. As you can see, we have a website, we have a YouTube channel. We also do have a TikTok account. We share, like we used to share videos, and we used to do live streams there too. Right now, there's a little problem, so we're still trying to fix that. So we have a YouTube channel. We share a lot of videos, share a lot of informative stuff. Hi there, Utkarsh. Welcome back. Hi there, Karaku. Welcome back. I'm doing very good. Thank you very much. I hope you're also doing well. I hope you have questions for us today. Like you went through, like you've gone and searched, like did your research for scholarships and came back with questions. So for everyone who are new here, basically, again, we are Global Scholarships. Hi there, Suzanne. We have a website. This is globalscholarships.com, which is a free website that shares, like, that has a ton of information. For example, first of all, this is our search tool. Basically, you can use this search tool to find scholarships that are available for you, that are suitable for you. For example, if you have a country in mind, maybe you have a program in mind, maybe you have a specific university in mind, you can just type those in. For example, today we're going to see a little bit about all the scholarships that we have in our database from University of Tokyo. So for example, you can just type in Tokyo and it will show you the institutions. As you can see, we have a couple of institutions here. Or if you want to study in Japan, hi Suzanne, I'm from Turkey. So for example, you want to study in Japan, you can just type in Japan. So it will take you to that country's results, or you can just hit enter and it will show you all the scholarships that we have in our database, which are there are 4,500 of those from different countries. So we have filters, we have new filters as well. So let's go over those for a couple of minutes. But if you are interested in any of the scholarships that you see here, you can just click on them. For example, NES Research Scholarship, and you will go to our page that, like, we have all the information you need about that scholarship. So yeah, so let's see the filter and how it works. Basically, you have degrees. You can filter for degrees, bachelor's, master's, PhD. Location, again, if you have any specific country in mind, let's say, for example, Japan, right? Let's say Japan. So we have funding type and we have a scholarship type. Basically, funding type, we have full funding, full tuition, and partial funding. Basically, partial funding means that the scholarship covers less than the tuition fees of this university. Full funding means it covers the full tuition, like the entirety of tuition, and that's it. And full funding means that scholarship covers the tuitions and then gives you something a little bit more. Sometimes it's like something's like a stipend, a living allowance. Sometimes it's accommodation. Sometimes different types of allowance. Some can cover insurance, etc., etc. So hi there, Osman. Welcome. So yeah. There are different, obviously, full funding ones are the most competitive ones, and there are like fewer of those because they give you way more benefit. So of course it costs a lot more to the university or the institution that funds it. And then we have scholarship type here. University scholarships, basically given by the university. Government scholarships, non-profit organizations, company, or external. We're going to see a couple of those today. What is Peace Bell Scholarship? All right, so let's say you've heard of a scholarship, but you have no idea what it is. You can also come and search for it in our search tool. Let's say Peace Bell Scholarship, right? Under the scholarship section, Peace Bell Scholarship. So you can click on it and see what it is. Basically, it's a scholarship in Japan, in International Christian University. It's for bachelors. It's full funding. Again, means it covers more than just the tuition fees. There are 14 people that are awarded this scholarship, and we have deadlines here. What it covers facility fees, dormitory fees, tuition fees, matriculation fees for 4 years. So this is this is accepted as a full funding scholarship because it gives you the tuition fees, and then you get something more like dormitory fees because especially like depending on where you live in Japan, accommodation can cost quite a lot. So yeah, this is the scholarship. Let me share the link with you, and you can, um, yeah, you can look into it more. If you have a specific question about this scholarship, by the way, in every one of our pages, at the bottom we have a comment section. You can leave your questions here, and Hyunli answers pretty much every single question that is left here. And then if you want to get if you want to contact the university or want to get more information, you can click on official scholarship page. That will take you to the university page for that scholarship, or to get more information directly. We have to get in the university first, right? Let's see. Well, a separate scholarship application. I mean, obviously, you for to get the scholarship, yeah, you need to get to the university. Let's see. Maybe we can get information about application process. Hang on, let me see. In addition to the university admission, okay, so you will get these, complete the application form, and yeah, application procedure, it's pretty much the same. So yes, you would think that you apply to this after you get into the university. So sorry, Osman, it's taken me a little time to get back to your question. I have completed 2 years of diploma in information technology after 10th grade, and now I want to apply for a bachelor's degree in computer science in Europe. Can I apply on the basis of that diploma? Eamon, what do you think about this question? Can you help us?
It just depends on the diploma because sometimes they ask for 12th year or maybe like last year of high school or equivalent. If the diploma is equivalent to the final year of high school as a degree, then you can use it to apply for a bachelor's degree. But if not, then whatever uh, that uh, diploma is or whatever that degree is in your country, you need to get that one first before you can apply for a bachelor's degree.
All right, thank you very much. So is it mandatory to get in the university first and apply for the scholarship? I believe you're asking for the Peace Bell scholarship. Um, I I think so. I'm not sure. Maybe you can you would be applying while you apply to the university. Ayman, do you have any information about this specific scholarship, Peace Bell scholarship? Do we apply while applying to the university or after we get into the university?
I mean, yeah, logically, you can't get the scholarship without being admitted. So,
Yeah, but they're
this,
asking. Yeah. They're
yeah.
kind of asking, do they get into the university and then apply, or because there are some scholarships you apply while you apply to the university, uh, the
Um,
same process, same step.
yeah, so it could be at the same time or after, or sometimes at the same time and after. It just
Oh,
depends.
right. So sorry, they're asking
But
generally. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
for this one, it seems to be at the same time you apply for admission. But
Yeah. So with cars.
like
Oh, mhm.
generally, yeah, it's the same thing. Generally, you apply for scholarships at the same time you apply for admission. When you are applying for admission, there will be a section for scholarships where you can apply for scholarships. Sometimes you don't do that. Sometimes you apply for admission, and then once you're admitted, they send you a list of scholarships you qualify for with your admission letter. So it just depends on the university.
All right. Hi, success. It's great to see you here. I hope you're doing well. We are doing fine. Thank you very much. So Karaku asks, sir, I have a question. Are Indian students eligible for Global Studies fully funded scholarship at Maastricht University? If eligible, what is the criteria? So let's see. I remember that scholarship. I don't think there are any eligibility problem with in being from India. Oh, yeah, you can. Indian students can apply. You're eligible. What are the criteria? So you have to be a citizen of a country in the global south, which kind of includes those countries, not holding a double nationality from a country in the global north, have not previously studied in the Netherlands, not older than 35 years old on the listed date. So this is this is what it covers. And then if you want to get more information, you can click here. We have a video, you can click here as well. So yeah, who is eligible? Duration, amount. So basically, these are the ones that you will see. Submit your application for the Global Studies program via study link and the portal, and you have been conditionally admitted to the Global Study program. So yeah, these are pretty much all the criteria you will find. Let me share the link with you. I applied to Romania government scholarship. I want to know what kinds of works I do inside studying in Romania. I think you mean while. So like, are you? I think you're asking about like jobs, but student jobs or maybe like part-time jobs while studying in Romania. Eamon, do you have any? Do you have any information about that? You're very welcome, Karaku. If you have any other questions, let us know.
Uh,
Eamon,
I'm not sure
are
what kind of jobs you can do, but I pretty much know that international students can work in Romania. So in many countries now, you would need some sort of a permit, or there are limitations to uh, work as an international
Mhm.
student, but those are not implemented in Romania, as far as I know. I mean,
Mhm.
there are all kinds of jobs that international students can pursue uh, as part-time jobs. I think the jobs would pay around 300, 400 euros per month, which is good enough for Romania, I would say.
Mhm.
Yeah, so, but like if they're looking for a specific job, um, I would say probably like fast food places, or shops, or like stores, maybe hotels, but these are the jobs that international students get generally when they're abroad.
Yeah. Usually those are the job like those are the places that hire students for like as part-time. Like it is pretty much the same if you're studying domestically in another city, for example. Those are the places that you will like that will hire a lot of students. So yeah, so this is our search tool. You can use this to find like a lot of scholarships that are available for you. Okay, Gosh has another question. What are the common reasons applicants get rejected for scholarships? So before passing this to Ayman, I would like you to clarify. Do you mean like um, in terms of eligibility, or in terms of like you're eligible, you apply to a scholarship, and then they reject your application? Utkarsh, like are you like which one are you specifically asking for? So let's not answer the wrong question. Uh, Other than that, guys, so we have scholarship guides here, a lot of scholarships that you can find information on. For example, one was popular government scholarships. You can see these like 15 best government scholarships, and you can click on any one of those to go and get more education. The second one, so like you applied. Hi there, Balalhan. Uh, I'm going to get back to you in a second. So yeah, Utkarsh is asking like let's say we are eligible for a scholarship, we apply to the scholarship. What are the common reasons an applicant gets rejected? Eamon, what do you think?
I mean, I can speculate, but there is no real answer to this. The rejections are not disclosed, and even when you're rejected, most of the time you're not even told the reasons.
I
And
guess the
sometimes you,
most like the most
Mhm.
common one would be, I guess, they found someone, like they gave it to someone else.
Yeah.
Like there is someone else maybe more like higher GPA, higher point like scores and stuff. Like I guess uh, like for example, is there something that you might have done in your application that will like look bad? I guess for example, just like out of my head, like from top of my head, I guess like if they have decided that maybe you used AI in your application, in your like personal statement, I guess that would look really bad for you. Like that would be like a reason to like reject your application, for example. Like, do you think there are some specific things that like let never do that that will like really kill your chances of getting the scholarship?
Yeah, so I think um things that would do that are probably not narrowing down the scope of your application and just having a long CV if it's required,
Yeah.
a long essay that is stuffed with all kinds of information that is not required. Like people most of the time think that the more you say, the higher the chances of you getting a scholarship, but most of the time it's just the more to the point you are, the higher the chances because these people have to deal with thousands of applications and they have to go through all of them, and they would rather find one that is concise, that is to the point, and they have criteria in mind when going through these applications. And if they can find everything in a concise manner, then you are a top candidate. You can actually sell yourself in very few words, and that's what they're trying to do. You are they want to see that you understand the objectives of the scholarship, uh, and that you show promise as a candidate, sorry. So these are the things that people overlook, that their application is not the only application that committees have to deal with. And that's always something to keep in mind, that um, you need an application that stands out, and you need one that is short enough for whoever is reviewing it to be engaged the entire time.
Thank you. So we have more questions. I think the first one was Bilal Khan asks how to find internships or summer or winter schools. Do you have any information on that? I don't think we have anything about that in our website.
Yeah, this is not something uh
Yeah.
we pursue. Um, Generally speaking, people who are already enrolled in universities get emails from the university itself telling them about these opportunities. But if you're not
Mhm.
at university yet, then there are probably third-party websites and databases that you can resort to in order to find out about internship opportunities.
All right. So Utkarsh has, I believe, two questions or one question with two different parts. Are there any specific academic or extracurricular expectations for renewal? I think they mean like renewal of scholarship. And how can an applicant with strong research goals but average grades make their case compelling? If your grades aren't highest, like this tells you how to stand out. So like, how do you think a someone who wants to be have really strong research goals can make themselves stand out? What do you think?
So concerning the first question, it depends on the scholarship, but
Mm-hmm.
generally speaking, extracurriculars are not really expected, except for very, very few scholarships where you're expected to contribute in certain ways that they outline at the very beginning. But most scholarships don't require that. As far as academic um, results, most of the time, yes, you need to be within a certain GPA to get renewal. But there are some scholarships that don't really require that. That the moment you get it, there are no further expectations. Um, well, as far as students with average grades who have strong research goals, I would say go in for scholarships that have an interview portion would increase your chances of getting a scholarship because you would meet with a person and then explain your research to them. You would explain your goals, and if they see the potential in you, if they see that you are competent, I think your grades would uh, not matter as much, maybe. Although they have to be within the minimum required for the scholarship, of course.
Okay, thanks. So we have another question from Success. My GPA is 3.96 in high school transcript. How much rate of acceptance I have in Romanian government scholarship? I'm also a winner of a math Olympiads and was a teacher assistant in high school, also in Afghanistan. You're very welcome, Utkarsh. If you have any other questions, we're here. So what do you think? I mean, I think it's really difficult to say, like what kind of an acceptance rate uh, you can expect from a specific scholarship, but maybe like you might have an idea about like what kind of things they're looking for that scholarship and like overall GPA, etc.
Yeah, so these are things that are completely unpredictable because of it all depends on the pool of applicants. So it
Mm-hmm.
just depends on how good the other applicants are in comparison to other people. So the scholarship will at the end of the day be awarded to the top
Yeah.
applicants. It's not really about GPA. So even if like theoretically your GPA is 2.9 and you're the applicant with showing most promise and probably with the highest GPA would end up getting it with that low GPA. It's very unlikely, but just theoretically and hypothetically speaking, um, we can't really speculate at all about anyone's chances of getting the scholarship. It all depends on other people and the people who review the applications.
Yeah, I guess the personal touch also kind of matters, like your personal statement. I think like I remember you saying like like I think you being a female student from Afghanistan, like maybe can make your personal statement a little bit more maybe important in terms of like application and like acceptance. So yeah, there are a lot of things that kind of matter in that like in acceptance. So like GPA is not just like one thing by itself. Hello, I'm from Afghanistan, says Ferda Qureshi. I'm in grade 9, so I want to find out free scholarship. Is there any scholarship for secondary school? But by secondary school, I think you mean high school. If that's what you mean, no, we do not have, if I remember correctly, we don't have any information about scholarships in high school. Ayman, am I right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, you're completely right. So we wouldn't know really.
Utkarsh, I'm Az, and the gentleman joining here with me, our expert, his name is Ayman. All right, guys. So I don't see any new questions right now. So what we're gonna do is today we're gonna see University of Tokyo scholarships, like every single scholarship that we have in University of Tokyo. Again, these are the scholarships. These are the scholarships that are given by the university to new coming students. So there might be other scholarships, and we're gonna see external scholarships as well. Um, why can I not see you at LinkedIn? Hang on. So they cannot. Hang on. First of all, is there? You can look for that by typing in Russia. I don't believe we have any in Russia. Are there any added? What just happened? So let's try that again. Yep, zero. Oh, I see. It's zero scholarships in Russia, which is why it kind of directs me to this page. So there are scholarships in Russia for bachelors, but like we do not have every single scholarship out there in the world in our database. So we do not have any. If you can look into universities, like some of the top universities in Russia, and you might like try to see their websites or maybe contact the university through email and see that. Why can't I see you at LinkedIn? Ayman, we are in there, like we are at, like we exist in LinkedIn, right?
Oh, yes, we do, of course.
Okay. Can you upload the summer internships or winter internships on your website? So that's not at all something that I'm in charge of. I'm just a host of YouTube. I don't think internships are kind of really in the domain of global scholarships, who are mostly like interested in scholarships and like opportunities in studying abroad. Eamon, do you think it is likely that like summer and or winter internships will be something that will be added to our website anytime soon?
Um, Probably not anytime soon, but it's a future plan.
So, Utkarsh says, can you share any insights about how the final selection decision is made? Are there interviews, faculty recommendations, or additional evaluation factors? That kind of really depends on the scholarship. For example, some scholarships require a faculty or like someone in the university to recommend you. Some of them do have interviews. I believe there are scholarships that do not. I'm not sure about that. There are automatic scholarships, like for example, scholarships that you can get just by, for example, having a high topic level. What do you think, Eamon? Like, would it be would it be fair to say that there are scholarships that do not have any interviews, or like do most of them do have?
Um, Most don't have scholarships. Oh, sorry, interviews.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so as you said, it just depends on the scholarship. Most of the big ones do have an interview portion. But most of the university offered scholarships don't really require an interview. They just rely on your grades and whatever documents you provide at the time of application.
Yeah, okay, thanks. Success says, so I have to be anxious for a month. Yes, I'm afraid. I'm afraid that's like that's a very integral part of applying to scholarships or applying to anything basically. And like that also is what's gonna happen a lot in your higher education in university as well. All right, so back to University of Tokyo. Um, yes, so we're gonna see every single scholarship in Tokyo, University of Tokyo. So this is our page. Let me share the link with you actually. Here, so hang on. What happened there? Right. So this is our page for this university. It's one of the best, like one of the most prestigious universities in Japan. It's in Tokyo, obviously about 30,000 students. There are three different scholarships. We're gonna see those. Actually, there are four, but like one of them is for both for graduates and undergraduates, and we have external scholarships as well. So you can see more about their admissions process through here by clicking on any one of these. We have one admission and scholarship result, which is something that we are adding more and more as much as we can get those. Basically, we have one example, someone from East Asia with an SAT of 50 and 30. There are no information about their expected family contribution or GPA or scholarship, and they got accepted. So yeah, we're gonna add more of these. By the way, we have a lot of these for universities in the United States. For example, you can see them by going to Global Scholarships front page, and then scroll down, and then we have here admission and scholarship results. You can click on all admission and search for a university that you might be interested in, and then we have like thousands and thousands of acceptance results here, so you can look at those too. All right, so hang on. Right. So we have the deadlines here, and we have the tuition fees. So basically, this is about like $3,000 to $4,000, 500 about like 500,000 yen, about 3,000 $4,000. It's tuition. So we're gonna see a couple of scholarships that take care of these tuitions, because even though like 3,000, 4,000 is very much more affordable than a lot of other universities in, let's say, for example, in the United States or in Canada, Australia, or places like that, or United Kingdom, it still can be unaffordable for a lot of people, especially people from like Asian countries. So yeah, the scholarships we're going to see today kind of take care of these. And then we have the scholarships. Again, if you have any questions, you can leave them here, and Hyunli will answer them for you. So let's see the university, what it looks like, where it is. Again, it's a really good university. Ayman, what would you say about the university to start off our like us seeing all the scholarships in this university?
I mean, the University of Tokyo probably needs no introduction.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I guess if I had to name any school university in Japan, it would be the University of Tokyo at the top of that list. Um, yeah, studying uh, in Japan is something we always uh, recommend for students who are looking for quality education at an affordable price in comparison to many countries, um, namely the United States or the UK. So tuition fees are reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we just saw that it's around $4,000, $5,000
Yeah.
per year. Again, not many people can afford that, but for people who can't afford studying in Canada or the United States, where tuition fees are uh, as high as 20 to 35K, uh, Japan or the University of Tokyo are great choices. Um, I believe that the University of Tokyo, being one of the top universities in Japan, is a selective university. So you'd have to meet the requirements for admission. Um, they offer generous scholarships, and I think we're gonna see those in detail right now.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thanks. So again, guys, it is in the middle of Tokyo. Yeah, tuition fees are kind of more affordable than a lot of other places. Not so much as in terms of living costs, because like if you go there, you will be living literally in the largest city on the face of Earth. So it will be kind of high. How much will be the living costs? Let's see, we have an estimation that from the University of Tokyo. Basically, they kind of they expect it to be about like 140,000 Japanese yen, which is about like 800 $900. So it's not very affordable in terms of cost of living, but we're gonna see a couple of scholarships that like at least two of them cover your living costs. So, okay, let's get back to our questions for a second. Success says, I also applied to Brunei government scholarship. What about this? I don't think we have anything about that in our website, and that's kind of pretty much is the extent of my knowledge. Ayman, do you know anything about Brunei government scholarships?
Yeah, so it's probably similar to the Romanian government scholarship. It's a fully funded award that is specifically awarded to international students. Um, there are very few affiliated universities. I think um, less than 10 universities are affiliated with the scholarship. Um, and I'm not sure what specific information they're looking for concerning the scholarship.
Okay, thanks. So, Samir asks a very specific question. Is there any scholarships in Germany that I can study in English and don't need to have a proof of residence in Germany? So, first of all, there are not that many scholarships in Germany to begin with. Basically, a lot of the scholarships that you will see from universities are just like free tuition. So, basically, you don't have to pay in tuition fees. You'll have to pay a semester fee, which is about like 350 to 400 euros every semester. Other than that, there are like DAD scholarships or external scholarships. Like DAD is the government scholarship in Germany. Other than that, you won't find a lot of scholarships in Germany in the first place. But I have no idea about proof of residence. Eamon, do you have anything about this?
I'm not sure why they would need to prove residence unless they're right now living in Germany without residence, which is highly unlikely, but could be the case. Um, Universities don't ask for proof of residence in Germany because you're expected to apply for a visa, and for that you need proof of funds, and that's what is required. So you need to have at least 11,000 euros in a bank account that is going to be blocked, and uh, that's how you will get a visa to study in Germany. But there is no expectation of residency. As far as Italian universities, there are a few scholarships, but most universities are affiliated with the Erasmus Mundus program, but it's for the most part for uh, graduate students for in affiliated universities.
So these are the ones that we have in our database. You can check these out. Usually tuition fees are not extremely high in Italy, although like depending on where you live or where you, like which city you study in, living costs can be really high. So yeah, I would keep an eye for that. But a lot of these scholarships, since tuition fees are not very high, a lot of them are very generous, and even just like a partial funding scholarship can go a long way in covering your study expenses, since the tuition fee is already very affordable. So success says I always meet the requirement. I also got accepted in 3 universities in Germany: Berlin University, St. Louis in Chicago, and University in the USA. But all I think about is financial problems. So yeah, so Germany, yes, I believe it was you who asked about like part-time jobs in Romania, right? So one good thing about Germany is that like you don't have to pay like a high tuition fee, and so and there's also not, even though not extremely high, there are a lot of chances for students to study and work like part-time and work in the universities. So like Germany has an advantage of not having a very high tuition fees. USA, I'd say like if you're accepted to a lot of universities, if you have very high GPA, etc., etc., very good qualifications, I think you might have a chance to get a full funding scholarship from a university in the United States. Because if you get that, those usually cover your living costs as well with tuition fees. Without full funding scholarships, it's really, really, really difficult to study in the United States, because like United States, $30,000, like 25, 30 is kind of like on the lower end of tuition fees. It goes up from there. So yeah, I think Germany is a really good choice if you cannot get full funding scholarships. But I think if you really kind of push your luck, maybe you can get something from USA. Also, there are other countries as well, which is, for example, Bilal Khan asked, do you suggest getting scholarship in China? So, for example, not a lot of people us about China, but China has some really good scholarships as well as Taiwan. For example, let's see a couple of those perhaps. So China and Taiwan, a lot of universities do have these very comprehensive and multi-tiered scholarships. Is this one of those? Yeah, for example, this one, right? So like bachelor's, master's, and PhD, and different levels, like 50% tuition fees, 100% tuition fees, and tuition fees, dormitory, and like monthly living allowances. So like it goes from like 50% tuition reduction to like your living costs, accommodation, blah blah blah, and also it is much more affordable than living in the United States. I think we made a couple of um, videos about like tutorials to how to apply to some of these universities. For example, we recently made a video about Shanghai Jiaotong University application process. We made one for Tsinghua University, which is also in China. My personal opinion about their degree is they have some really good universities, like elite Chinese universities are really good at specific stuff. Especially now that they have this really like upward motion in AI and etc. For example, we've made a video about Tsinghua University. Hang on, actually, let me see if we can. Tsinghua University, yeah, which is one of the literally one of the best universities in the world. If I remember correctly, it was in like top 10. So I believe it kind of Bilal Khan depends on what Chinese university. But like top universities are really good. For example, we have an application tutorial. We have some people from USA going there, getting accepted, and they have scholarships as well. So this is Schwarzman scholarships, for example, other scholarships too. Eamon, what do you think about this question?
I think we really talked about China 2 weeks ago when we talked about DeepSeek.
Yeah.
Then we have talked about many universities in China and how China is a really great destination for international students, not only because it's affordable, but also because of the quality of the education you would get there. So um, a degree from a Chinese university is really worth it. It always also depends on the degree you're trying to pursue, but generally, STEM degrees are uh, extremely worth it to pursue anywhere, but especially in China because of just how cheap that would be. The universities are really high ranking, and the tuition is very low. So it's a no-brainer to pursue a degree in China.
Yeah. Also, we made a video. We made like a couple of weeks ago. We made a live stream about cost of studying. Hang on, was it? I think it's no. I'm not sure. We have either a video or a live stream about the cost of studying in China, where we use a lot of like estimations from universities. So like that might be very helpful to you. Success says I received fully funded scholarships, but I could not go to Pakistan to attend an interview. In our country, there is no any embassy of the USA. That is very bad. Like it's really sad to hear. Success, like maybe if you can like reach out to universities because of your very specific situation, they might like they might be more tolerant, maybe can like make an exception for you about like an online interview. I do know for a fact that some universities do online interviews, and maybe like some universities can make an exception in your specific situation. Eamon, correct me if I'm wrong. Like I'm not sure whether it's normal for universities to do this, but like in very specific situations, like a student living in a country where there's no like embassy or something, or like there's a very strict like restrictions in travel. Maybe some universities can make an exception and like an online interview. Like, is it possible? Do you think?
This is completely out of the university's quote unquote jurisdiction,
Hmm.
because you go to the embassy for your interview for a student's visa. It's not about the scholarship itself. So the university gives you the
Oh,
scholarship. Yeah, so the
oh, I'm
embassy is for
sorry.
that part. You
Sorry,
can
I
get the
thought,
scholarship, but
I
yeah.
thought the interview was for the scholarship. Yeah. So go ahead.
Yeah, so the United States, uh, they are very strict when it comes to they have all hundreds of visas that you could get depending on why you're going to the United States. And for that, you need to go to the embassy for the interview. And
Yeah,
that comes after getting the scholarship. So it helps with the visa process that you have a scholarship, but you need to go through it anyway.
I see. Sorry, success. I thought like the interview we were talking about is for the scholarship. So Victor Chucks says, "Do you recommend universities that have full funding opportunities in the USA?" Are you asking, can you recommend, or like I'm not? Uh, is it that like do we think it's a good idea to get like go to United States with full funding opportunities? In that case, I guess like the answer would be yes. There are not that many full funding opportunities, especially for bachelor's degrees, and the ones that exist are really competitive. So we can search, like you can use our search tool to get like to see full funding opportunities in United States. For example, if we are looking for bachelor ones, let's choose full funding. Usually subjects and nationalities do not matter all that much, but some scholarships are like there are very few of those for like very specific countries, specific nations, or specific subjects. Even though there are very few of those, I think it's still a good idea to try to find them because, like, even though there are like fewer of those, it really narrows down and gives you like less competition. So you can look into those. For example, there are about like 70 fully funded scholarships for bachelors in the United States. These are usually very well known and very competitive scholarships. Some of them are like financial aid. We've done like we made a lot of videos about financial aids in different universities in the United States. You can look into those or older videos. Or if you're looking for a graduate degree, there are graduate assistantships. They're great in the terms like in terms that they cover pretty much everything. Like basically, it is being kind of like being employed by the university. But the downside is that you have to go and start studying in the university in the first place to be able to get those. So yeah, if you give us a little more like specific information about what you have in mind, maybe we can give you better advice. Have you ever got a scholarship and what is it? So I did get like for me, I did get a scholarship, but it was not like an international scholarship. I'm studying in my own country. I got actually twice, like one for bachelor's and one for master's. Usually, the international scholarships are kind of like Hyun's uh, domain, his area. Like he got a lot of like you can read about him in our page. He's the founder of Global Scholarships. I'm not sure about you, Ayman. Like maybe like do you want to give any information or maybe you would prefer not to talk about that? Um,
Yeah, so I got a scholarship for my PhD, but uh, it wasn't really funded by a foreign government.
yeah.
Uh, yeah. Uh, I think the best way to find out about scholarship opportunities is to go to the section on our website for people who
Yeah.
actually got big scholarships like the Fulbright, the Chevening, MEC scholarships, the Global Korea scholarships. There are hundreds of recipients that are featured on our website, and they uh, tell you exactly how they did that. They walk you through the application process and how they prepare to apply for these scholarships.
Mhm.
So I think the best way to actually get scholarship stories is uh, that section of the website.
Yeah, so I forgot to tell you about. those guys, you can just scroll down in our front page or go to resources and then scholarship stories. These are basically stories of people who got really big scholarships in different parts of the world. We're adding more and more stories. Here you can filter by country. Let's say today we're talking about Japan, right? So you can click on any one of these people and see their stories, where they're from, the university, degree, scholarship, blah blah blah, their journey, scholarship details, what, like, how they prepare to apply for that scholarship, what, like, for example, what do you think made your application stand out? For example, this would be a much more solid answer than the ones that we can give you, which is something that you already asked. So yeah, what would they have done differently? What advice would they give? So this is a great part, like great side of the of our website, I believe. I highly advise you to utilize it. Success says, hence I applied to Romania government scholarship. Romania embassy is in Kabul. Yeah, it's great. Success. I hope you get in. So like if you like, if there's any questions, like if anything we can help you with, I hope you get the question. So get the scholarship. If you have any questions, you can always go to scholarship, government scholarship, and Romanian government scholarship, and leave your question here. Again, every single question I have ever seen in our comment sections are answered by Yan Li, or of course, as always, we are here every Friday. Victor Chuk said, it is weird searching for scholarship for a graduate degree. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Weird in what way? Actually, there are more, there are more plentiful and better opportunities for graduate degrees, because usually, like, it's shorter, like masters or PhD, they're both shorter, and like you can also contribute more to the university. So like there are more of those, like universities are more kind of more interested in giving especially like you can be in an assistant again, like yeah, pretty much the same in the USA too. For example, let's see, let's hit enter, let's type in United States, right? And actually say, let's say full funding, right? So actually they're kind of close. I guess like for graduate ones a little bit higher, a little bit more. But yeah, there are a lot of graduate assistantships as well for masters and PhDs. Although to be fair, a lot of graduate assistantships usually go to PhD students, but you can get it for masters too. Or if you have any other, like if any specific idea or something that you mean by like it is weird for searching for scholarships in for a graduate degree, let us know. Maybe like we can understand you a little better. Anyway, meanwhile, let's go back to our scholarships in Tokyo University. So again, as I said, we have 3 scholarships, but actually 2 of them are for undergraduates, and for graduates we have 2 as well, because for both undergraduate and graduate we have tuition fee exemption. This is the first scholarship. So this is full tuition. Obviously, it is like means basically you don't have to pay any tuition. This is why it's full tuition. We have the deadlines here. This is for bachelor's, master's, and PhD. There are no specific nationalities or subjects. You apply for this specifically, like separately, applying from the university. The full tuition scholarship for international students cover full tuition fees for 1 academic year. I think this is renewed, isn't it? Hang on, let's see that. Ayman, if a scholarship covers your tuitions for just 1 year, do we accept it as full tuition?
Yes, so it covers full tuition. It has to be full tuition. Even if it's for 1 year, it still covers the full tuition for that year.
Okay, let's see about the details. Tuition fee exemption eligibility criteria is here: having financial difficulties due to economic reasons or unavoidable circumstances. We're going to see those. Demonstrating outstanding academic performance. And we have the application process here. We have the deadlines here. if you have any questions, you can leave them here. And let's go see the university's page. I cannot remember seeing it is for 1 year. So okay, we have this is the information. Um, System provides full or partial exemption from admission tuition fees for those who are approved. Please understand we operate exemption under a very tight budget, and possibility of receiving an admission fee exemption is quite low. So you can also get admission fee exemption too. So this is exemption of admission fees, and this is exemption of tuition fees. These are the eligibility. Basically, yeah, these are like admission. They really do not want to give up on the admission fees. Tuition fees are a little bit like eligibility criteria is a little less tight. Basically, undergraduate or graduate students, any one of the following applies. Students who have difficulties in paying tuition due to economic reasons and who are recognized as having outstanding academic capabilities, and students who are recognized as having extreme difficulties in paying tuition due to following reason: damage sustained by students or the person responsible for the payment, blah blah blah. Basically, natural disasters or having unavoidable circumstances. So we have the application forms here. You have to apply to this separately again. So yeah, main required documents here. Precautions we have: deferred payment. Once the application is submitted, the payment of relevant fee will be deferred until the results are determined. Yeah, you can get more information through here. I'm not sure, maybe we could do like a application tutorial for this one. But basically, you can get application fee exemption, which is a little more difficult, or exemption of tuition fee, which is a little easy, but like a little easier, but still your application may not be approved. So yeah, under a very tight budget. Again, like it's $4,000, $5,000, but for a lot of people, it can go a very long way. Other than that, this was the first one. We have a merit scholarship. Basically, this is full funding. This is the best scholarship that you will find in this university. It's for bachelors. This is full funding. Just 10 people gets it because again, it's a very, very generous scholarship. Sorry, we have the deadline here. It covers admission fees. It covers 100% of tuition fees, and it covers a living stipend of 126,000 yen per year, which, if you remember, about like 136 was the estimated living costs for a student. So basically, this is just like 10,000 yen less than that. So it covers a lot of it. We have the eligibility criteria here, which is not that much. Really just be an international student. And again, questions, you can leave them here. As you can see, all of them are answered. Or we can go and see the scholarship page. So basically, this is the one. Of course, you can apply to this university through MEXT, which we'll see in a second. Suitable. Yes, they are. Yes. Like, that was what I was talking about. There are some scholarships that are specifically well suited for people who have like unavoidable circumstances. So this is like this one merit scholarship is basically this: the University of Tokyo scholarship offered to students exceptional merit. It is a 4-year scholarship that covers the admission fee, tuition, and living expenses. Up to 10 students may be offered this scholarship. By the way, we're going to see next in a second too, which is one of the external scholarships that you can get from this university or through this or in this university. Anyway, so this is the second scholarship. This is a very generous scholarship, which is why there are very few people looking at this, just 10 people, but it covers pretty much everything. It's about like $700 or $800 every month, and tuition fees and admission fees, blah, blah, blah. It has a lot of value. So these were the scholarships for undergraduates by the university. So we had two. That was it for undergraduates. Ayman, what do you think about the undergraduate scholarships? Like, if you want to like conclude this part.
Yeah, so as we said at the beginning, they're very generous scholarships.
Mhm.
most of them take into account the students' circumstances.
Yeah.
Students with extenuating circumstances are uh, given a chance to apply for scholarships, uh, t- going up to full tuition. Um, Ye- Although most universities in Japan are conservative in terms of how they spend their funds, they still offer a good number of scholarships to undergraduate students and
Mhm.
graduate students alike. But since we're just talking about undergraduate scholarships, one thing that I like is that sometimes even the admission fee is taken into account. I think both of
Yeah.
the scholarships take that into account. A lot of students ask us every single week about how they can apply for universities or scholarships without paying for the admission fee or the application fee. And the fact that universities in Japan uh, give you the option of getting exempted is a positive thing. And I just encourage international students to go for scholarships like these at the University of Tokyo. And I'm sure that other universities in Japan offer the same uh, benefits and more.
Right. Um, particular. If you do not pay the admission fee by the designated date as indicated in the results, you will lose your student status in accordance with the university regulations. So I guess, um, hang on. I'm trying to find. There's something that says the admission fee payment is deferred until yeah. Once the application is submitted, the payment of the relevant fee will be deferred until the results are determined. If you wish to request an additional payment deferment beyond this period, I guess like if you apply and then you do not get the application fee exemption, maybe you can take your application back, perhaps to not like if you cannot pay. Like it's not like university can sue you for that application fee, I guess. So yeah, as you said, they're very generous, but they can be generous to only a limited number of people, as always, because they work in a tight budget. Also, all right. So we have a couple of questions. First, Samir says, "What are the best scholarships for countries that got a war or something like Syria for master degree?" There are specific, sanctuary scholarship. I think United Kingdom has a couple of those, but I'm not sure which one would be the best. Eamon, what do you think? Do you have any ideas?
Um, I
Or
think ever
masters too.
since the war in Ukraine, most countries have their sanctuary scholarships dedicated to Ukrainian students.
Hmm.
But there are a few scholarships that are still offered uh, to any students from countries uh, that are facing displacement uh,
Hmm.
in any kind. So if you are seeking asylum, there are opportunities uh, for international students. They are very few, but yeah, as you mentioned, most of them are in the UK.
Yeah, you can look into these. Hang on, let me see. These are for bachelors. I guess they wouldn't just reserve them for a bachelors. That would make a lot of sense. Um, so yeah, there are a lot of asylum seeker scholarships. You can look into those. Like I think usually you can look for those with like keywords like asylum seeker, or sanctuary scholarships. Those would be the ones that are like probably what you are looking for. Please give information about scholarships without application fee. We do not have a specific what would you say, like a specific page or like a section for application, like free application scholarships. We do have some for free application universities. If you can get into those universities without paying any application fees, and some universities do let you like do waiver the application fee. You can apply for their scholarships without any application fees. So I mean, what information do you think we can give in a very like concise manner about scholarships without application fee? Like, if you wanted to summarize
Most
it.
Yeah, most scholarships don't require any application fee. It's the universities
Yeah.
that do. So even scholarships that are offered by governments or nonprofit organizations are uh, free when it comes to the application. So in that sense, scholarships are uh, do not require any application fee. It's the universities that do, and for that we have a dedicated article that has a comprehensive list of universities that you can apply to without paying the application fee.
Yeah, we also have a couple of videos on those too. Like in United, like free application universities in United States, free application universities in South Korea. We also had one that is like global one. So you can also use like, because in the comment section of those videos would be the links for the actual articles, actual guides. You can use those to find more as well. I think we did have one for scholarships, admission. Yeah, universities with no application fees. So these are 43 global universities with no application fees. You can look at that. At these, I think for like maybe a couple of those, we also made tutorials for. So yeah. Okay, I don't see any new questions, so back to University of Tokyo. Now, we also have graduate scholarships. I'm not going to go through tuition fee exemption again because it's literally the same thing for graduates, for undergraduates. It's just tuition fee exemption. You apply. They give it for 1 academic year. By the way, I forgot to talk about that. So for this scholarship, merit scholarship, again, for this and for next, this will be reviewed every year, and the renewal will be contingent upon satisfactory academic performance. So basically, you have to you have to be not receiving any other scholarships, and you have to keep up your academic performance 4 consecutive years of study, because like normal, if you keep getting those renewed, it'll be for 4 years. So tuition fee exemption, again, pretty much the same. You have to apply. Like, there are a lot of work you have to go through. Merit scholarship, you don't have to apply. Why do I keep forgetting these? There's no separate application. Did they talk about that? Yeah, so merit-based scholarships are available. In principle, all scholarships are offered when successful applicants are notified of their admission to the university. The selection of scholarship recipients is based on the screening process. There is no separate application, which is odd because it would be the other way around. Like, you might not have to apply for a scholarship, which is a tuition fee exemption. Like, if you get to the university, most of them you are just automatically considered for the tuition exemption, and you would have to apply for a full funding, very comprehensive scholarship. In this case, it's the other way around. So yeah, this was the first one for graduates. And then graduates also have a graduate fellowship, which is a partial funding scholarship for masters and PhD. It's about 200,000 yen per month. So this is a partial funding scholarship, meaning it covers less than tuition fees, but it does not actually cover less than tuition fees, because your tuition fees will probably be less than 200,000 Japanese yen per month. So like, this would be enough to cover your tuitions, and then probably like give you a little bit more to cover some of your living costs. 200,000 Japanese yen is quite a lot, actually. There are no specific nationalities, there are no specific subjects. You have to apply for this though, and we have admission deadline here. Incoming self-funding international students. We have the application process here, we have the deadlines here, and again, you can leave your questions here in the comment section, or you can click here and go to the scholarship page, which is here. Yeah, you get a lot of information from here, from overview, application. Applicants should contact the relevant office at their affiliated or prospective graduate school for detailed application procedures. So yeah, it can, like, application procedure can be different for different departments in graduate school. So yeah, we have like recipients, awardees here. You can get more information. So Ayman, first, what do you think about the graduate scholarships? These two, tuition fee exemption we've talked about, and then we have a graduate fellowship. So 200,000 Japanese yen per month is kind of actually higher than what a tuition fee would be. But I guess since it is not kind of, it's not related to tuition fee, like the university does not say we will cover your tuition fees and then give you something, we see this as a partial scholarship, right? Is that how we see it?
Yes, that is
Okay.
exactly it, yeah.
Okay, do you have any, like, would you like to add anything about these two scholarships for graduates?
I think most of what I said about undergraduate scholarships applies to these ones as well. For the most part, scholarships that are dedicated to graduate students tend to be slightly more generous, or the the amount of the scholarship tends to be higher because of
Mhm.
considerations like research, and most of the funds allocated to graduate scholarships take that into account. Yeah, so other than that, I think if there's one detail there that I would comment on, is that they often specify that the scholarships are for self-funding international students, and that just uh, means that the students need not be um, funded by their own government or an external
Mhm.
scholarship, or in receipt of any other scholarship. That's why they just say that you are a self-funding international student. That
Yeah.
means that you don't have any other scholarships in order to get this one.
All right, thanks. So, other than those, we have a couple of external scholarships, which is the Japanese government. The first one is Japanese government scholarship, which is also known as MAXT, which is one of the most popular government scholarships. I'm not gonna go over this in a lot of detail because, like, we have guides for this, we have made videos for this, we have made a lot of things, and another video is coming about this one, probably next week, probably next Wednesday, which will be an application tutorial. So yeah, we've seen these, like, this scholarship in detail. We're gonna see it in more detail. So basically, it is like a government scholarship for all degrees in Japan, all programs, all nationalities. So these are the eligible institutions. You can see these universities you can apply through. You can apply to with max scholarships. There are no specific number of recipients. It is full funding, which here's a duration and application deadline. It's kind of varies by institution, obviously. So it covers tuition fees. It covers some amount for research students. It covers around 120,000 Japanese yen for undergraduates, which is almost enough to cover your living expenses in University of Tokyo by their estimation. So if you study in a university that is not in Tokyo, I guess it would be quite enough to cover all of your living costs, of which there are a couple here, I believe. I cannot really spot anyone. Yeah, Nagoya State University, for example. So Japanese government. This is the eligibility criteria. Citizens of a country with diplomatic relations with Japan between the ages of 17 and 25 for undergraduate, under the age of 35 for research students, will set for the required examinations for their degree. So yeah, these are the eligibility criteria. These are the application requirements. We're going to see these in a very detailed way next week. And then, of course, you can see people who have received this scholarship by clicking here. Yeah. Other than that, we have Joint Japan World Bank Graduate Scholarship Program. Here, it's again kind of pretty much another pretty much the same, another government scholarship with World Bank. These are the eligible countries. These are the eligible institutions. Not all of them, not all of them in Japan, as you can see. And then full funding, 2 years. This is just for masters. And yeah, here are the things that it covers: economic airfare between your home country and host university, full tuition, basic medical insurance, and a monthly stipend for living expenses. The amount varies based on the host country. And then we have the eligibility criteria here, blah, blah, blah. Maybe we can do a application tutorial for this one as well. And then we have our globalscholarships.com, $3,000 scholarships for international students, which is, again, a partial funding scholarship, which you can get more information through here. This scholarship is given by Global Scholarships. So if you want to apply, you can get more information through here. And then we have one University of Tokyo scholarship recipient. You can learn about them here as well. And if you have any questions, you can just leave them here. Eamon, is there anything you want to add to conclude this, perhaps like in general, or maybe about external scholarships as well?
Yeah, so the MEC scholarships are probably the biggest and most well-known scholarships in Japan, as a fully funded scholarship that covers basically everything for both bachelor's and graduate students. Um, I think the scholarship opens in April for most countries, so that depends on which track you're going for. There's the university track, there's the embassy track, and each universities and the embassies have their own quota of students that they can admit. So we basically talked a little bit about this last week. A few viewers asked about what track would be better, and and objectively there is no better track, but probably the one with the higher chances would be the university track, because you can uh, apply to several universities through the MEC scholarship, but I don't think it makes much of a difference. Yeah, other than that, I think for students who want to study in Asia, Japan is a great destination. I think that a lot of people throughout the years connected with the Japanese culture through different kind of media, and uh, it became the dream of many people to study in Japan. And given the quality of education, we can't recommend studying there enough. So if you can afford it yourself, or if you want to apply for scholarships, Japan would be a great option either way.
All right, thanks, Eamon. So everyone will be ending our live stream here, pretty much. Thank you for joining us. And if you're watching this on VOD after the live stream, thank you very much for watching this. Ayman, thank you for joining me here.
Of course.
So yeah, everyone will be here next Friday at the same hour, at the same day, and have a nice week and